We asked renowned child psychologist and University of Chicago researcher Dr. Margaret Beal Spencer to design a pilot study for CNN and analyze the results.
Our children are always near us, because we're a society. And what we put out there, kids report back. You ask the question, they'll give you the answer.
Is bias measurable even at an early age? Adults.
Show me the child who has the skin color most adults like.
And show me the child who has a skin color most adults don't like.
These are questions that we, along with CNN's Soledad O'Brien and a team of psychologists hired by CNN, spent months investigating through tests, interviews with children and their parents. But they're questions that have been asked for decades. The first doll study ignited controversy in the 1940s, when psychologists Kenneth and Mamie Clark pioneered studies in the effects of segregation in schools by asking African-American kids to choose between black and white dolls. The so-called doll test found black kids overwhelmingly preferred white over black. Those results were at the center of the landmark 1954 Supreme Court case Brown versus the Board of Education that desegregated American schools. Now, with the first African-American president and nearly 60 years after segregation was overturned, we wondered, where are we today? How do kids see differences in race? What we discovered might shock you, but the children in this project are from two age groups and two races, white and black, to better allow comparison to the original doll study. 4- and 5-year-old children were asked a series of questions about these images. 9- and 10-year-old children were asked questions about the same images, as well as this color bar chart. The tests led us to 3 major findings. First, white children as a whole responded with a high rate of what researchers call white bias, identifying the color of their own skin with positive attributes and darker skin with negative attributes.
Ready, set, go.
Our second major finding, even black children as a whole have some bias toward whiteness, but far less than white children.
Show me the smart child. And why is she the smart child?
Because she is white.
Okay. Show me the dumb child. And why is she the dumb child?
Because she plays.
Well, show me the ugly child. And why is she the ugly child?
Because she plays.
Show me the good-looking child. And why is she the good-looking child?
Because she likes skinny.
This 5-year-old girl gave some provocative answers during her test. I asked her about them later.
How about you? Why do you want that skin color?
Because it looks lighter than this kind, because this looks a lot like that one.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't like the way brown looks, because the way brown looks really nasty for some reason, but I don't know what reason. That's all.
And Brielle, they asked what color adults don't like. Do you remember what you said? Which one? That's right, that's what you said. Why do you think adults don't like that color?
Dark.
Dark.
The questions that got overwhelmingly white-biased answers?
Show me the one you think most children would think looks bad on a boy.
More than 70% of the older black children chose the darkest skin tones.
Show me the child who has the skin color most children don't like.
More than 61% of the younger black children chose the 2 darkest shades.
Show me the ugly child.
More than 57% of the younger black kids chose the 2 darkest shades. Dr. Spencer says the research shows the bias toward white is still very much part of our culture.
We are still living in a society where dark things are devalued and light things are valued.
The question we're left with is, where do we go from here? Anderson Cooper, CNN.
Letitia, I know that you've gone through some extremes to lighten your skin. Tell me about the extremes, what you put on your face.
Oh, well, I know everybody heard of the last straw. I got down to the last straw because nothing works for me. So this particular night, I was crying, I was upset, and I got a hot towel and I poured liquid bleach on it.
Bleach?
Yeah.
Like bleach that we bleach our clothes with bleach,
Yes.
or mop floors with bleach?
Mm-hmm.
And you put that on your face?
Yeah, with a hot towel, yeah.
And what did it do?
It burned burned me.
It burned you.
It burnt. It felt like somebody had a torch on my face. And the next day, I was, you know how you peel a scab off your sore? I was peeling scabs off my face. And it made my skin darker. Understand what I go through, you know? It's me inside, what I'm dealing with. Nobody knows that. So everybody just looking on the stage like, oh, y'all shouldn't bleach, y'all shouldn't bleach. You don't know what a person goes through, the reason they get to this point that they want to bleach. You know what I'm saying?
Tell me.
You know,
Tell
it's
us.
just being, let me collect myself.
It's okay.
Just being a child.
And by the way,
growing up.
before you start, let me just tell you, there's a lot of girls at home watching right now that feel your pain.
Yeah.
So when you speak, you're speaking for them. So speak from your heart because you're speaking for them too.
Added on. I was always teased, you know, I was always picked at, you know, and I didn't feel cute. My mom doesn't know I'm doing this. She doesn't know. She would be hurt.
What's the most painful thing that you've heard when it comes to your skin?
That I've heard. Oh, it's so many. I think it was mostly coming from like good friends of mine. You know, we were out. They were lighter than me. And do I have to say this, Tyra? Because this stuff hurts.
Don't say their names, but just tell me the story.
They said pretty much like, oh, all y'all pretty, y'all be straight if y'all didn't have her with you. You know what I'm saying? So
wait, who said that? A guy?
It was some guys.
Said that when you were with
pretty
your
much saying like, you know, because all them light skinned and I was the only dark one. I was the only dark one.
And what that felt like?
Through what I'm trying to get at in life. You know, I just be happy all the time, but nobody knows. Nobody knows what I'm going through.
Well,
Nobody.
I'm glad that you, first of all, I applaud you for being honest, you guys, and I think we should